Good morning, fellow adventurers. So today is all about planting a fruit orchard. So I've actually already been working this morning for a while, but figured I should probably start filming this so I can, make some content for you all. So back here used to be just a bunch of overgrown trees. You couldn't even really see the fence. It was kind of just like this shaded, almost secret grove area with all the overgrown trees. But they weren't doing anything productive because there was a privacy provided by this row of citrus trees. Now, we'll talk about that in a second. But anyway, so back here, I cleaned out a couple of New Zealand myrtles a couple of months ago, which used to be right here and over here. And I had a couple of apple trees planted over here, but what I realized, I got rid of there was a Catalina ironwood and a dying pear tree that made a total of 3 pears this year. So I went ahead and pulled them out because I have a new quad pear that's going to go there. But anyways, I pulled those out and I said, hey, I can actually make an apple orchard now. So I moved the 2 Honeycrisp. Well, I had one and I bought another one. So I've got 2 Honeycrisp apple trees, and they're just Honeycrisp on the tree. That's my favorite variety. So they're up here. And then in the back, I have the 2 quad apples that used to be over on that fence. They are over here now. And then that's another quad apple that I picked up a little while ago, and I also have a quad apple up in a wine barrel that will go there. So I'll have my 4 quad apples across the back and my 2 Honeycrisp here. They will get lots of sun all day, and then we'll put my quad pear that's in a wine barrel currently there. And so that is this area. I also, if you missed the earlier video, I had one of those miniature Christmas trees that I got from Lowe's like 4 years ago, and it was in a container, and it keeps kind of changing its, what it wants to look like, and it's, even what kind of tree it looks like. So anyways, there used to be a dying apple back in the corner, so I replaced it with that goofy pine tree, so he can be his goofy self back here. One thing that I will say is clearing up back here opened up some sight lines for the absolutely gorgeous evergreens that my neighbors have. There's that one there, and then the incredibly tall one back there. So yeah, don't mind that borrowed view at all. Now over here, what was sort of the revelation, so last week I had pulled out the I don't even know if it was a week ago, just I don't know, less than a week ago, I pulled out what used to be a big overgrown butterfly bush here that I was constantly having to prune back because it was like wood up to like 6 feet tall. Anyways, pulled it out of the ground, and I planted my pineapple guava here next to its big brother, which it was already here on the property. And then I realized, I said, oh, well, I have 2 more guavas. I have a white guava and a red guava, so I'm in the middle of putting those in the ground right here. So I'll have all my guavas in a row, and my 6 apple trees and my pear tree, and that will sort of form this wonderful sort of back fruit orchard. Then here, well, a couple of days ago when the tree guys were here, 2 days ago, when the tree guys were here, when they were removing these other trees, I had spent like an hour pruning up this what I thought was a mandarin, and after doing all that, I actually tasted one of the mandarins that looked ripe. They were orange, and I realized it was tasted horrible. It was just bitter. And then I looked real closely and I realized, oh, whatever that tree used to be, it had been, years ago taken over by suckers coming out of the below the graft point, and that's all that tree was. So we pulled that tree out. And I went and grabbed this wonderful, it's called a Cara orange. And supposedly, somebody told me it's their favorite. It's supposed to be even sweeter. So I'm excited about this Cara orange. It even has like an orange on it. So this morning I got him in the ground and he's all hooked up to drip. The other thing what that allowed me to do, because for some reason the other tree was right up here, real close to, where the where the pergola is now. And so I had to run the walking trail behind it and then come back in. And of course, now with it pulled out, I can plant this orange tree where it should be, which is in this nice line with all the other oranges. And that means that the walking trail can just go, I kind of started adjusting it already. The walking trail can just continue on a nice curve. And, in a couple years, the orange tree is gonna fill up this space, and we've got a evergreen pine in the corner that will fill up the space. That tree is evergreen there too. At least for parts of the year, the apple trees will do this, but there's no house there. So like I said, there's you don't really even need it, but all this will fill in nicely. And then we're even gonna have this wisteria wall here on the back of the pergola, which will do some privacy as well. So anyways, I need to finish getting the two guavas in the ground, and let me show you what I'm doing there. So these were planted in the ground out at the front of the property, and then they're coming back here. So I had just, when they were, needed to get them out of the ground when they were removing the 200-foot plus tall pines that were on the front corner of the property. So they were just sitting in these containers, but I got them in gopher cages. And so I'm using this other, it's a really nice size. I'm able to put the gopher cage on it and create a really nice sort of root ball for the tree. It's had a rough life, but still very much alive. And he'll go in here and he's all hooked up to drip already. So he should be really happy. And then I'll do the same for the white guava, which is gonna go here. Then, once that is done, as we walk along, the other thing I want to get done today, at any rate, I mean, there's at least 3 days of work I want to get done today, but for now, what I really want to get done so there used to be, 70-foot tall second liquid amber right here. And it was damaged and had some rot going on the inside. And so instead of waiting, I went ahead and had them get it out of here. And the liquid amber that remains looks just absolutely beautiful now. I'll throw up a picture. But you can actually see its beautiful shape and what a gorgeous tree it is. And that means there was a room I can plant a tree here. So I have this fig that I recently planted right here because I wasn't sure if this persimmon tree was gonna come back because it didn't do great last year. But I pruned it up real nice and it has put on just an amazing show. So I'm like, I certainly don't want to lose this tree now. And because I cleared out, there was like, I don't know, 25, 30 feet of nasty pyrocanthus all along the back here, where you can see I'm putting in this sunflower hedge. Anyways, pulled that out, and so I now have room back here to put the other fruit trees. So I'm gonna move this fig over there, and it'll be next to the little avocado triangle I got going on. I still have the unknown variety of whatever this one is. And then I've got the Daily 11 and the Carmen. And I had to pull those up out of the ground so they could get all the equipment in here. But, they're just recently planted and they're in gopher cages. So they popped right back down in. So hopefully they're not too upset. But the fig tree will come over here where you see that white flag. And then I had already planted what I thought was going to be this persimmon's replacement. But now, since I'm keeping this stunning tree, the persimmon will move over to right here where this white flag is. And so you'll have the two, and these are the Fuyu persimmon trees. I have a Hachiya persimmon over there next to the garden shed, but this Fuyu persimmon will have a buddy right here, and hopefully those should look really nice together. Yeah, and then in the back where these 3 white flags are, here, here, and here, that is where the nectarine, the peach plum apricot, and the peach plum nectarine trees that are currently in wine barrels, they'll go here along the back. And then this lemon tree, this improved Meyer lemon, which is just insane. So it had about 50, at least more than 50 little baby lemons, and I thinned it down to about 30, and then I just thinned it out some more, and I might need to do it some more because he is just gonna break his little branches off. But this improved Meyer lemon is gonna go in the ground here next to this lemon tree that that's pretty funny or sad. What I accidentally did to him is, again, I had never seen trees, citrus trees, where they had let suckers grow, and so suckers had grown all the way up around and kind of taken over the whole tree, except for like just one little part, and I didn't realize that. So when I trimmed it up last year, when my nephew came to visit, he says, "Hey Kelly, that tree, those are all suckers." And so when I cut the suckers off, all that was left was just one branch that was sticking out at a 90-degree angle. Well, over the last few months, I've pulled it straight up, and then just today I adjusted it again. So we're getting that one branch that was going 90 degrees out to the side is now becoming a nice central leader. And he really obviously appreciated getting rid of all those suckers, and he just leafed out and is beautiful. So he's staying, and then he's gonna get a buddy with a Meyer lemon. I think he might be a Eureka or some other kind of more tart one, but he'll get a Meyer lemon buddy right next to him. And then over here, I've got my 2 triple cherries, and these are the Lang and the Lee jujube trees that I just planted. I pulled up this Esther avocado, was in the ground right here, but it's getting moved, and this is a Marcus pumpkin that's getting moved. And so in right here with the Marcus pumpkin is where I'm gonna put my pluot tree that is up in a wine barrel out front. So the Marcus pumpkin will go out front, and the Esther will either go out front, or since the Esther is a dwarf, I think I'm gonna actually put it back here and swap maybe one of these others for out front that are gonna get bigger. So I'll figure which one will go out there. But anyways, the idea is that there's gonna be a pluot here. So as you come in, and you've got this Brogden and whichever kind of tree this existing avocado is, those will be sort of the gateway into the rear avocado orchard. And now that I've got this, now that I've got plenty of room for avocados on the front side, these 2 babies actually, I believe this is a Rica and this is a Palo d'Oro. Those 2 I'm actually gonna plant up in the new front west avocado orchard as well. Oops, to go with all the mango. So anyways, that is the plan. So let me stop yapping and get back to planting trees. You know, I talked about the other stone fruits that were coming back here. Well, these are the 4 citrus trees that are going to be replacing them up front. We have 3 different kinds of mandarin, a honey, a murcot, and a clementine, and there's already a tangerine up front. So those will go up there, and then this is a Nagami kumquat. He'll go up there as well, along with there's 2 lime trees that are going to go in the wine barrels. So anyways, lots to do, so we'll see how much I can get done. All right, so I'm a bit of a disheveled mess, but I've been working since, what, 6 o'clock this morning. So yeah, you know, just 14 hours. But let me flip this around and show you all the amazing stuff we got done. All right, so first thing, huge kudos to all the guys from Ozone Landscape. Dave, your guys are awesome. They got the trim or the border around the rose garden put in, looking really nice. I was adding dirt as I was planting trees, so we significantly raised the dirt level. They also got the new larger rock border in, which is how it was always supposed to be, so I'm glad this turned out the way it did. All right, I need to show you this before the light goes away. Over here I finally got the 2 orange trees in the ground, and they are all hooked up to drip as well. So we've got a navel orange and a Valencia orange here, and that goes with all of the mature orange trees that I have along here. Most of these are navel. I think one's a Valencia and I have a blood orange, so those are here. But I got both of the guava trees in the ground. So I have the red guava here and the white guava, and those are next to the legacy, very mature, very productive pineapple guava and his new little brother, the pineapple guava I just planted. So I've got the 4 guava trees all nice in a row, all hooked up to drip, watered in, and then made great progress on the apple orchard. Got the 2 honey crisps up here in front, and then 3 of the 4 quad apples are in the ground. Again, the last quad apple and the quad pear, which will go in where the white flag is, those are in the wine barrels. Maybe we can get to those tomorrow. That would be awesome. Also got this the Cara orange, which is the replacement for the what you call it, the what I thought was a mandarin tree, which was just suckers with spikes. Anyways, that's in the ground. Really looking forward to that. And again, it's so nice because the other tree was out of place, and so this one is now in a row, which makes the path and everything look much better. Oh, over here, so this is also cool. So I got 2 more of the butterfly bushes. I pulled them over from where the orange trees that I just showed you that I got planted today. So I now have 4 butterfly bushes along here, and I'm gonna get 2 more that'll go along here. And so for each fence panel, there'll be a butterfly bush, which are great for hedges because they're evergreen and they don't take a lot of water. So anyways, they'll be great back here. And then I've got the miscellaneous pine over in the corner. So this whole back orchard is looking amazing. Super happy with this. But let me show you, oops, sorry about spinning so fast. Let me show you what else we got done. I tried to plant the fig tree here, but ran into lots of roots from the former liquid amber. So said, all right, we'll take a pause on that one because we didn't have a lot of light left. But we did get the persimmon tree moved over. So now the new persimmon is close, but far enough away that they can both spread out and be very productive Fuyu persimmons. Here's the fig tree. He's fine where he's at. Figs can handle a little bit of shade. So until I figure out how to get through some of those roots from the old liquid amber, he'll be just fine and happy there. And we got this, the world's most productive, tiniest improved Meyer lemon. He is in the ground as well. So yeah, it's funny. He looks like a Charlie Brown's Christmas tree or something with all those like yellow ornaments on it. So yeah, so next to the other lemon that was the legacy lemon that was here. So still have the peach, plum, apricot, peach, plum, nectarine, and pluot tree that are up in the barrels to plant. And like I said, that quad apple and the quad pear. And then we have these 3 more tangerines and the kumquat that need to go up into the wine barrels. But like I said, maybe we can knock that out tomorrow. So really, really happy with all we got done. The ozone guys. Also started making progress on the 2 new gazebos that are going to go here on the pad. Also fixed the brick border that goes along on the tropical garden, so it matches now. And then we're actually going to pull, now that I've extended the brick patio, we're going to pull the existing gazebo out about 2 feet and over closer to the house a foot. So that'll actually end up looking nicer as well. But anyways, all that to say, hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't yet, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll walk over here to see some of these amazing dahlias that are lit up even in this low light. Remember to share with your friends and family if they're into gardening. Help me grow this community. If you have a favorite fruit tree, please leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. I do have room for tropical fruit trees in the front. I know I'm going to add some mangoes, and I have some avocados that are going up there, but if you have some ideas, let me know. And if you think I did something wrong or could do something better, please let me know. I am still learning. You know, I'm self-taught and everything, you know, just started this a few years ago. So having said all that, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you come back to see another one. And until the next time, have a wonderful evening and happy gardening.